Hello everyone, welcome to another Combat Commander Europe stream. Did one last week that went quite spectacularly, both in time and in results. We're going to do something different today. We're going to be trying this on Tabletop Simulator. So you can see in the back here I've got no board on the table there, my usual setup. So I'm hoping this is all going to work. We're going to be playing the standard Combat Commander Europe Fat Lipki scenario, which is the first scenario in the game that I haven't actually played yet, so that's why I'm doing it now. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it will go okay. I think I've got everything set up properly on Tabletop Simulator. Much to my surprise, there is a ton of war games on TTS. We just got this. Obviously I'd been aware of it for ages, but never really used it. But current times being what they are, forced our hands a bit. So we had a go. Got it set up with my friends, my usual board game crowd on Thursdays. We had to go and set it up on Thursday and got everyone up and running on Discord as well. Got in a game of Istanbul, which was also on there, not a war game. But that turned out really well. It worked quite nicely. So I think this is a good viable option for future gaming online for pretty much anyone. In terms of ease of use, it's pretty straightforward. It's basically just a kind of physics simulator where you can set up tables and load in assets, cards and counters and all this sort of stuff. You just set it all up as a game and move counters around, roll dice, set things up with scripts, stuff like that. So it's not that different than experience. You'll see in a sec when I show you the actual game what it's like, and we'll go through how to the basics of how to use things as well. So if you've got any questions about Tabletop Simulator in general, I'll try to answer them. I'm still quite new at it, but I'm learning, we'll see how well this works, because it could be a good option for doing board game streams in future. I do like the physical stuff, doing it physically, but the format isn't really great. Like having to have a big sort of overhead camera, as you can see back there. Looking at the board from a distance, you can't zoom in, all that sort of stuff. So I think it's going to be better here, but it's going to be a case of trying to iron out all the wrinkles first. Let's just have a look here and let's see how this works. So drum roll. Ta-da! There we go. So this is Tabletop Simulator. As you can see, we appear to be in a cave. I don't know if it's a real cave or not, but it kind of looks suspiciously like Skyrim. But the background is, you can set that to be whatever you want it to be. It could be a World War II bunker for all I know. There's a whole bunch of stuff under the table there. Neat. This is the game surface. You can move around it just using the right clicking on the mouse and dragging. You can go use the WASD keys to move around. Mouse wheel scrolled in and out, so we can see all the counters and everything. We got our guys all set up here, more set up over there. Germans up here, who are seem to be vastly outnumbered, so I don't know how well this is going to go down, but I'm assuming this is going to be reasonably balanced. This isn't the default setup, I will warn you. This is, if you look on the workshop, the Tabletop Simulator workshop for Combat Commander, there will be a few options popping up. This is by someone called Raikchan, Raic-Chan. It's a modification of another mod by someone. No, I don't want to do that. I wanted to look at the description. Here we go. By Adroxky, that's his name. So you know, they sort of fixed a few things, because that's the nature of this, is that you can take another person's mod and basically kind of adjust it, tweak things, you know, if their graphics disappear or whatever. But it's pretty good. There were a few bits that I didn't, I kind of changed here. I moved these. These are all on the side here, and I just moved some of them up here because I'm not using this side of the board. So I've got the Russians and the Germans here. This is all their counters, and you can see they're basically like little boxes. And like if I want to get, say, a radio, I can zoom in here and go, hey, that's a 150mm radio with 12 firepower, and I can just draw that. I just swipe basically on that, and then I can just put it back in. As long as it goes into the right box. Same with all these, I can just do that, and we can put them back in. Again, just make sure the right boxes are highlighted. This contains all the leaders, and we can actually go right click on that and search, and we can bring out a specific leader just by going like this. Bing, there we go. And we can put him back in the bag here. There's the Russian leader bag. I don't know what, well, I guess they're in bags because they're randomized, right? Or they can be randomized. But I mean, most of the time you're going to pick them just by selecting them. There's a whole bunch of other things out on the board here that I had to figure out. We've got this off-box board, and these are, it turned out that if you left click on them, you get a little explanation. They're for use when they're like overflow boxes, basically. You know, if you're running out of space, loads of counters on here, you can just stick them on here, put that little red cube on there, and then go, aha, you know, whatever's happening in N7 here, there's all happening on here. So that's quite nice. We've got objectives in here, which are randomizable. We've got smoke tokens in here, also randomizable, so I can go shuffle. Otherwise they come out all in the same order, so you don't really want that. So you do want to shuffle that. There's a few things up here, like control tokens, OB stats. There's all your fortifications, veterans, all that sort of stuff. Looks like there's a few things from Pacific in here, like star shells. That might be in resistance actually, because this one does include resistance. So this is Europe, Mediterranean, and resistance, all in one thing, which is rather awesome. Not Pacific, there's a separate one for that, but these might be in resistance. We got a coin to flip if you need to do that. There's mist, heavy winds, and night. I don't know where they show up. I've never seen those. I think night shows up in Pacific, but I've never seen mist and heavy winds, so that could be interesting, but they're not in this scenario. There are these hidden stands. I don't really know what those are. Hold unused counters. Okay. Sure. And there's the radio box there. I guess is just to put the radio if you're using artillery, but we're not using artillery here. We got the decks down here. Just draw the cards. You can shuffle them. You can shuffle these. We have the initiative card here. we can flip that over. Obviously this one's the same on both sides, but if I go over, say, to this British card, you can flip that. There is or was a hand area here, but I actually kind of deleted that because I was having trouble with that. But the hand is kind of where you can see cards a bit better. But what we can do here is actually, if we just press Alt on that, you can see it loud and clear there, right? And it's the usual kind of that stuff here. Whoops. I guess that's... Oh, okay, if you press Alt, you just see everything, basically, close up. But Shift will flip it as well. So we can do that to see what we're doing. So hopefully this won't be too fiddly. I kind of regret getting rid of that card area now, but it's it was causing some issues. I might be able to bring it back in. Hang on. Depends where I left it. Here it is. If I can call that, was it 23? I think it was. And then that was 10, and that was, I don't know, 20 something. Ah, fuck, that's messed everything up. Fortunately, we can go back in time. There we go. We can go back in time there and not break everything again. So that's really handy. So I need to be a little bit more careful with that. How about 2? How about 3 or 4? There we go. All right, that's a little bit better. 6 maybe. There we go. Okay, and then close that and then go back here. Okay, so now we've got a slightly better hand area here. Like, I'd minimized it to do that. Hey, Dunfluff. Also from C3i magazine, which ported over some of the Pacific. Oh, the new counters. Right. Okay. Gotcha. So I think the hand area is going to work now, which is quite good. So yeah, that's the hand area, this highlighted bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be playing 2 here, 2 sides. I'm not going to be playing the British, obviously, here. We're going to be the Russians and the Germans, so we'll see what that does. So we're talking about the like the mist and the wind blizzard thing when you were talking about fusing them without revealing them, because I'd be curious to see what that's from. Up here also there's some extra scenarios from somewhere, probably from C3i by the looks of it, but that's quite nice because I hadn't seen those before, but we're not going to be doing that. I think the rules might be included as well. I've just deleted them here just to, just in case they shouldn't be. But I mean, the rules are available online anyway. But I'm not going to go through all the rules of the game because I did that last time. But you can pick it up pretty easily. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. I don't know how long this scenario is going to be. It might be a short one because it's the introductory one basically. But I think we're basically good to go. We've got some little calculators and other stuff as well. I don't know what these are. They're like little trackers, counters, I guess. So I mean, I guess if you want to track your attack totals and things on here, you can. There's also attack totals up here. There's VP as well. I don't know why there's just one track here for that, so I just put this here so I can, if the Germans are ahead by 3, then we'll put a German counter next to them, and if the Russians are ahead by 3, we'll put that next to them. But actually they start at 0 on this, so And here are, I mean, it says on here allies and Axis, but it wasn't terribly clear. So again, I just picked some German and Russian counters and put them on there just to make it a little more obvious who's who. Yeah, the one annoyance here, I guess, is that this is sideways. I would really have liked it upright, so I could read it across here. But I didn't really get. I couldn't figure out how to move everything around in time, basically. But maybe if I do this again, I'll try and move this up there, because that works better for a solo game, obviously. I don't think there's anything else. This little thing is a little MP3 player, apparently, with some pre-selected tracks. There's the Sugar Plum Fairy thing here, and so on. But I'm not going to do this because I don't want things to get muted and so on. Hopefully that hasn't muted anything in the stream. They'll be really annoyed if the copyright trackers can track one note, but yeah. So we don't need this. In fact, let's just get rid of it. Bing. There we go. All right. So I think we're good to go. So I've got the rule books here. I just double check that the setup is all good. Because I did set this up beforehand, but we have 4 rifles for the Germans, which they're all up here, and they are set up in or adjacent text is G10 and N10, or N10. So I've just done this basically. I've got a leader here, 2 rifle units with a machine gun. We've got a leader here and 2 rifle units, and they don't have machine guns, but they're hiding in the woods here. And then on the Soviet side, we have 8 rifle units in total, actually. So that's quite a lot. We got what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rifles. We got 2 leaders. We got Corporal Krylov and Sergeant Kovalev over here, and we've got a medium machine gun here and a light machine gun here, carried by this rifle unit. The blurb here is situation report. Is Lipki, Russia, July 3rd, 1941. As tanks of the 1st Moscow Motor Rifle Division clashed with the 18th Panzer Division's armoured spearhead north of Lipki, infantry elements from both divisions were tasked with securing their respective southern flanks. One such encounter between these flanking forces occurred in a heavily wooded hamlet south of town, where several platoon-sized groups met while trying to secure an important crossroads, which I'm assuming is this one up here. Because that's the only one. So the Germans start off nearer that. Russians are coming in to engage there. The year is 1941. We got that here. I just rotated the counters so we could see them better. 0 victory points. Time 2. Sudden death is on 7. Axis is Allies is line and 3 orders, and Axis is line and 2 orders, so they're in the right spot. We've got we got 3 random objectives basically. This one's the common one. Objective F, which is this one. Objective 2 is worth 2 victory points. This is me. I have exit points are double, so if I can get any of my guys over this side, like the enemy's side of the map, if I can get them out of there, I will get double the victory points that I would normally get for them, and they can come back later on as well as reinforcements. So that's interesting. and the Axis have a secret objective here, which I'm going to look at now, just because I'm playing both of them. But we'll see what that is. I don't actually know what that is at the moment. We both on recon, so both sides are going to get 5 cards. The initiative card belongs to the Axis, so they're on this side. By the way, this stuff I've moved. It was over on this side. I've managed to move that down here as well. So again, not quite the standard setup for this, but you can unlock things and move them around. Then nobody's controlling any of the objectives yet, so that's interesting. And that was it, I think. Setup is simultaneous, but you know, I just set them up. Russians first, and then the Axis here. But it's supposed to be you're supposed to put a map between the 2 players, and then they set up individually at the same time, and then they reveal. But it also says, you know, allies have to be here, and the Germans have to be here and here. So there's not an awful lot of variation in what you can actually do with the setup, as far as I can see. And then after players draw their opening hands, the allied player will take the first turn unless the Axis player chooses to pass control of the initiative card to the allied player, in which case the Axis player will go first. So if I, as Axis, move this over here to the allies side, then I will go first as Axis, which might be interesting because, you know, if I want to get myself into defendable positions or something, that could be quite good. Because it looks to me like the Germans are going to have to kind of either hang out in the woods or dive into the buildings and get themselves sort of hunkered down there, because they'll get their cover bonuses and so on. So they might want to go first. But we'll do that after taking the hands here. So we draw our opening hands. So see how. I wonder how we're going to do this. What I could do before we get going here. The annoying thing is I can't drag this at all, it seems. But if I could move this down here, that would be kind of awesome. Like, what is the X coordinate here? 1.56. 8.43. Because I was just thinking, if I can move both of these onto this side, that might be quite good. So give me a second here. Let's just see. And you can see how this is going to work, if this works. So I want to move this, and I want to. Let's just try moving it to like -2. Yeah, so it's going to move it leftwards. So if I move you to say -10, okay, and then move you over there, and then is the Y the up or down? Yeah, the Y is up, right? Okay. So we'll do that, and we will move this 30 to let's move you there, I guess, so that you're on this side. So if I can put my cards on here, and if I can make a German one here, where would you go? Bear with me, hang on. Before we actually get going, I just realised this might make life a lot easier for the game. 30, okay. 0 minus 35. And then you're over here, and then we will go 1, 10, 20, 20.56, that's 33. That's 33, and that will do, I guess. 2.371, make them the same size. 5.4, and this is 8.43. So that should be basically the same. There we go. It's not quite, well, I guess the calculator's not quite in the center, but alright, so now I should have that, and this for some reason decides it wants to go upside down. I don't know why. Let's just, I think it's because it's rotated here, so if I do this, go to rotate, not that one, creek, if I can rotate you like that, will you work now? Yeah. Sorry, it's like fiddliness here. No, apparently this really wants to be upside down for some reason. Turn the snap off. Okay, and now, there we go, right. Okay, so we're good, we are live, we are working. Alright, so let's get cracking on that then. Okay, good. So yeah, now you can see how you can manipulate the hand areas. So I think we're good to go. So do the Germans want to go first here? I think they probably do. So we're gonna give the allies the hand, the initiative card, and we're gonna get the Germans to go first, and we will see what we have got here. Oops. So artillery request, command confusion, advance. So hopefully you can see what's going on down there. Fire, artillery request, command confusion, advance, and another fire card. So let's have a look at what our German secret objective is. It is T. That's interesting. All 5 objectives are worth 2 VP. Holy crap, they really want to score that then. Well, that's intriguing. How's that Alright, we haven't got a move though, have we? No, we don't. We got an advance, so we can move people one forward at least. We don't have artillery. We might just discard 2 and draw 2 more, because we don't need these really. Nobody is a defender in this scenario either, so we're not going to be worrying about hidden units or anything like that. Yeah, I'd really like to get some moves, so let's put them away, and we'll draw 2 more, which we won't look at quite yet because we don't want to ruin the surprise here. And then we'll see what we've got here. So, oh, these guys are moving. The Russians can definitely move. 2 moves, action, sorry, 2 moves, a fire, a rout, and an advance. So, moving, like we could just get everyone moving down the road here. So we got, was it FRM, right? So movement is 4, 6, 4, 4, and then here it's 6, and everyone else is 4. These guys have 6, everyone else has 4. These guys have 6, and these 2 have 4 because they're not in the same. Sorry, these guys have 5, and these guys have 4 because they're not in the same hex as their commanding officer. If they move up the road, they can get an extra move though. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for these guys, they can actually appear here in 6 and start opening fire on these guys. They'll also be a bit vulnerable, but what they could do, can they get into here and then open fire on them? 1, 2, 3, 4 totally, but this is, well, 5. That's 5, isn't it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I miscounted there. 5. They won't be able to get in there though. They'd have to spend another 2 movement points to get into there. And the line, they do have clear line of sight as well from here, but they're vulnerable to attack as well. So we could do that. It would be nice to get somebody in there, but honestly, it's not worth it for me as the Russians, like, because remember, I don't know what the German secret objective is, but that's not going to give me any victory points, so is it worth going into? So I could do 2 moves on each side anyway. That would be doable. Do we have? We do have an assault fire here, so we can do that, which may be a good plan. So what I'm going to do is play the move on these guys and then do the assault fire when I get up to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 there. They'll have line of sight to any of them. These guys will just bring up the rear basically, but it's going to be this lot going to be firing on them, and we'll see if we can damage them while they're out in the open. And then the other move I'll do over here, and we'll just move this forward by 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can get to there. They've got line of sight, but they're hiding in the woods. So we can do a little line here, and go like that, and go, that's going to pass through this hex, so they're blocked, and that's also blocking them, so they can't see them. So we'll deal with them in a bit. Like, let's get the move done. So we got move, and we're gonna have a play that with an assault fire here as well. Okay. Afterwards, so make one fire attack with any number of your units' weapons with box firepower that are currently activated to move. So we're going to activate the leader here, and we're going to move everybody up. So he's going to... Now, the interesting thing is that we could have an op fire here. So let's select this lot. One, they can't see them. Let's just see when they can see them. Like, basically here and beyond, and these guys, oh, I'd say that's probably just cutting the edge of those trees here, but that's pretty close. But basically from any point on, at this point on, they're visible to this lot at least. So we've moved one. And we did establish, I think, that we have some fire cards, so we can do op fire. So, 2. Not going to be firing yet. 3, 4, 5. 3, nope. 4. Now here, we have the possibility of firing. I think that might be a good call on their part. Because they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hex range. I don't think there's any penalties for range and so on. They're out in the open on the road, so they've got -1 cover. And that would probably be the best thing to do. They might actually want to stop there anyway, and then next move maybe kind of get into the woods here, and then they can try and clear them out. But for now, we're going to do an op fire with these guys, and see what happens. So these guys are firing. The Germans are firing at the Russians, and we're going to see how that works. So that's over here. We now draw the firepower rolls and everything. So how's this work again? We have the range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the line of sight, which is here. I mean, maybe we should move that out of the way a bit and move them out of the way a bit and do the line. Let's have a look at the actual line from here to here. That is the line of sight, and that is fine. So we do have a line of sight. These guys are rolling firepower, which is 5. They're not adding their leader thing because they're not in the same hex. So I think it's just a 5 plus whatever is rolled, and that will be it. Yeah, there's no hindrances or anything, so that's cool. So we're going to draw a card for the Germans here, and it is an 11. So we've got 16 on the attack total. That's quite good. And we will see how these guys fare. So everyone in here has got to make a defense roll. And their rolls are based on their morale up here. So the rifle's carrying the machine gun. So we've got an 8. We've got a 7 here. This is +1 due to the commander. So it's a 9, but it's -1 because the road is -1 cover. So he goes down to 8 again. Commander actually goes down to 6 because he is out in the open and he doesn't add his bonus to himself. Hi Potsy. Trying to teach my 13-year-old son this today or tomorrow. Excellent. It's really good. Like if you have you actually played it before? I presume if you're teaching him, then you have. But yeah, it's not hard to learn, and the rule book is fantastic. It's really like one of the best rule books I've ever read. So good luck with that. Like I said, this is the starting scenario, so you can see how, if you're going to play that, you can see how that goes here. But so yeah, they've got morale 8 and they've got morale 6. So that's what we're going to add to our defense roll. So for the rifles, we're going to roll a 3, which is not great. So that's what was it? That was an 8 plus a 3. That's 11. That is not going to be enough. And then these guys, yeah, what we need to do is move this out of the way. I think move these up there. Oops. And then we can play the card here. I've rolled a 7 plus 8 is 15, which is also less than that. So if they're less than the attack total, they break. They do break. Now I did have, I thought I saw, oh, I had the, god damn it. That's really annoying. I used the move card. The move card I used was the one that was the light wounds. So, yeah. So these guys, sadly, are broken. And that means that they cannot get to fire their weapons there. Well, they can't fire the big weapon. Sorry, a couple of times face-to-face, couple solo. Playing Undaunted Normandy, so I thought it would go the next step. Yeah. From what I've seen of Undaunted Normandy, this is more complex, but it isn't really that hard. This is, I keep telling people, and I think I keep reading this as well, this is a war game designed for board gamers, I think. Like, it's you don't have to be a hardcore hex and counter war gamer to do this. It's pretty basic. And it eases you in as well through the scenarios. But I will warn you, the second scenario is a bit of a step up, because you've suddenly got hedges everywhere that block your line of sight, and so you have to change things. But it's also kind of a bit of a puzzle, because you have to, you look at the map and you look at the forces, and you're basically trying to figure out how best to deal with everything. So it's quite neat. So here, we can't use this weapon anymore because we're broken here, so that sucks. But we can still fire our normal weapons. However, we are now at firepower 2, range 1, so we can't actually fire anything. So what's going to happen here is this card is done, and we're not going to use this one at all, basically. So that wasn't great. And then that was the rolls there, so that's all good. And to finish off this move, we're going to move these guys because they were activated. We activated the leader basically at the time, and he was okay. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Now I believe, annoyingly, the cover card thing isn't in here. So give me a sec. I have to get this out of the main rule book. Out of the main rules, if I can find it. Where was it? So there's a cover, and there's a rule summary while I'm at it. Right, okay. So that is that. How is Undaunted normally, by the way? It looked a little bit weird to me, like it's not hex based. I think it's kind of card tile based, isn't it? But at the moment I'm concentrating on this because this is my, I get confused between different systems basically. But it does look intriguing. So I'm trying to move him 4. Just trying to see, to go into there is another 2 anyway, isn't it? If I move on to there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get an extra move, but that's not going to be able to do it, is it? I need. So maybe I'll just hide behind here in the orchard, which is a 1 move. And yeah, we'll deal with whatever happens next. So that wasn't spectacular. It was for the Germans, I guess. But now I can play the other move over here, and here we can get all of these guys moving forward, basically. Now they're going to be going at different rates, and also I don't know if I want to move people out into here or down the road or whatever. Like these guys are in the woods, they're going to have a bit more trouble moving. These guys can move 4 because they've got the machine gun. The heavy machine gun or medium machine gun, they got -2 on their move, so they can move 4, given that they, the commander gives them another 2. He can move 6. Everyone else has got 4. So I'm going to play the move card here, and we're going to do that. We're going to play the move card there on the leader, and he's going to activate all his units around him, and we'll see what we want to do here. So there's fences, there's houses, but when we get into here, that's going to be a bit of a danger zone there. Although they can't actually see, they can't actually see them there, can they? Because the trees are in the way. They'd have to be over like here, but even then, trees are in the way. Might have a line of sight issue like here. No, the fence is going to block it, isn't it? So I think these guys are safe. But if we move this lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is the maximum, really, isn't it? They can go here. We could control that objective, I think, now, because I think do we have to be in it, or do we have to just have moved through it? How does that work? Last player to have solely occupied an objective should place the command. Let's place the control marker over within that objective to match the nationality. Well, I solely occupied it, I guess, because I moved through it. Depends what occupy means, I guess, but either way, I'm probably going to have somebody stay there anyway. So we do have this objective. So that's my 4. Because I don't want to move him up ahead. I'll keep him with this lot. These guys, I guess they've got 5, haven't they? So we've got an extra move, so I could move them here. Could move them there. There. They're not. Do they have line of sight? get the measuring stick out again. Go center to center. No, I'd say they just clip the edge of that wood, so they just can't quite see them, I would say. So they can move there because they can move 1, 2, 3, 4, and they got 1 extra for the road. So these guys also have 1 extra for the road. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get them up here. These guys can go 1, 2, 3. Again, they've got an extra move. 4, 5. So they'll go over here. These guys are... I wonder if this might be worth going into this direction. So to cross the fence is 1 more movement. So that'd be 2, 3, or 2, hang on, to go through the field. 3, 4, and then it can stop, or 1, so 2, 3, 4. They can go up here, so they're gonna vault over the fence and run through the fields, and we'll try and flank them. And these guys are 1. Now they've crossed the road there. 2, 3, 4. They can go over that way. Or do they want to come over here? 1, 2, 3, and these can go 4, 5 because they're on the road. So maybe they'll go over here, or just in here. Actually, let's just pop them in here, and then we can totally be sure we've got that. All right, so that's the move, and the Germans can't do anything about any of this here. So that's their move. And that, I think, they've got 3 orders, so they can do 1 more order if they want. Can anyone fire? Not anymore, really. What's going on here? And now this, no, that's not the buildings blocking the way. That's not an option. And then again, this isn't an option because we decided that just clip that tree. So yeah, I think that's actually it for the solves. How are we going here? So we have 5 cards. We're going to draw 2 more, and I'm going to use the right tool for that. So I'm going to go 1 and a 2. And then I'm going to flip you guys over. I should probably flip these over so I technically don't know any of the cards. I mean, I can remember what they had, but now it's the Germans' turn. So we have, we've got a load of artillery requests, which again is completely useless. An advance and a fire. And we need 1 more card, which is now it's a move, right? So we've got 5 cards. Remember, this doesn't count. So we got 5 cards. We have a move, so we can move people. That's interesting. Who do we want to move? Could move this lot and engage them. Could move this lot and get them into buildings here. Could get them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because they're going to be on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could get them into here. The Russians could do an op fire from over here though, and here. But they'll be in the building, so that could be safe. But could be nice to get this, because then they'll get their 2 victory points for the secret objective here. This one could move right there. If these guys move, they might want to move up here and try and annihilate these. Because they kind of want to take this objective as well, right? So we got light wounds and other funky things like that. Assault fires, we got sustained fire, ambush, crossfire. Nothing terribly useful there. Let me know if this is all making sense, by the way. Like, if you need to explanation for anything, just let me know. But you should be kind of seeing how the game works if you're not familiar with it already. So yeah, the move is definitely something we want to do. I think we should do that now, and we could hold off and dump these cards, but I'm pretty sure I want that. I also got to be careful here because the way they've done the die triggers is not astoundingly obvious. So I got to be careful that I see that. Like, those are the discards though, so they're fine. Just make sure I haven't missed any already. So move. We're gonna move. See, that's the thing. Who do we want to move? If we move them, we can get more people in on the action down here. And we also have an advance, which means that if we get into here, we can just massacre this lot. Just getting some brutal hand-to-hand going on there. But if we get here, if we move this lot, we can start occupying objectives, which might be nice. We got to also keep in mind that these guys might have fires as well, because they'll be able to see them if they start moving out of places. But if we can go, we'll play the move there, and then we'll do this lot, I think. So he's got a command radius of 2, so he can order everyone in this circle around him to do things. So we'll activate him to move everybody here. We're gonna move. Now you can move this guy here and give this lot a fire order, and they can attack him, but he'll be in the woods. He'll have some cover, but that might be worth doing. These guys are hidden behind the wall here, and the fence is blocking line of sight as well. So let's move these. So we go 2. Don't think anyone can see them yet. We'll do 3, 4 in here, so they're in the building. Now I think he can see them. So he might be able to do a fire. Do we want to do a fire on him though? I think even at this point I don't think I want to. 1, 2, 3, like, he's in range. He's only a rifle unit, and that's it though. And that would use up our fires. I mean, I suppose we'll have to have a look here. What we got? That's a route. Command confusion. That's a fire. So we do have a fire, but it's 1 fire. So, sorry, let me just check something here. Right, that's all fine. I think we won't use it on them. Oops. Hang on. Blink. There we go. Sorry. Apparently, if I press S while I've got I'm clicked on the OBS, that changes the view. Alright, so it should be good. We are back. We'll move this lot. And that, I think, will trigger the fire here. So I think it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. We will play an op fire, and we will try and hit them. So he can't see them. Can he? It's very tight here on the building, because you can see over the fence boundary. I should really just put them not on the center, shouldn't I? You can see over the fence boundary, but it's whether, if I do the point to point, I don't think that does actually block the line of sight there, does it? That building isn't in the way from there, so I think that's actually good. He can fire over the fence, and they can see him as well. This guy can definitely fire. So I could do a group. Yeah, I think it is clear. We could do a group if we do the group fire with Kovalev here, or like all of them on him. I think that would be good. I'm pretty sure you can do a group fire as not fire, can't you? As long as it's not an ordnance weapon. Yeah, we can. So if we do a group fire, we've got that is within range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's within range of everybody except the sergeant. But we can go 6 plus 1 plus 2, so that's 7. Sorry, that's not 7. 6 plus 1 again. Sorry, is 8. But actually it's another plus 2, isn't it? So it's 10, right? 6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 for the command. That is going to be a 10. I think that is quite nice. I think we'll do that. So that's the fire. We've got a 10, and we're going to roll the Russian card here, and we've got a 5. It's not a great roll, but 15 for the attack total. Now the Germans here, they're hiding in the woods. They've got a morale of 7. Cover is 2. So that's 9. They got no commanders around, so they're just adding 9. And that is a 12, and it's also a time. I think we moved everyone there, but hang on, let's just do this. So it's 12. It's a hit. Sorry, it's not a hit. It's fine, isn't it? I think they roll over, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. So they've got a 12 plus whatever it was, 9, so 21. They're totally fine. And we are doing the time thing right now. So I'm just leaving that here so I remember what's going on. But we're in the middle of a move. So time, triggering player reshuffles his fate deck and discard pile. All right, so hang on. First we move the time down to 1 more. Triggering player. So right, okay. So we've got to put that in there, and we've got to put that in there. So just remember that we have oh, don't be silly buggers here. Just remember that we have the move going on. toggles snap. I don't know why it's doing that. Oops. Okay, that's 68. Yeah, so shuffle that up, shuffle it up, shuffle it up again, shuffle it up again, just to make that work. And then we make a sudden death roll, which doesn't happen. Defend against 1VP, which doesn't happen because there are no defenders. No smoke, no reinforcements. Anyone got dig in? No dig in here. No dig in there. Okay, and that's the time, basically. So we have moved one time. We're in the middle of a German move. They've moved already. They were getting shot at. Do they want to move again because they were here? They're thinking that they should stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, though, isn't it? 2, 3, 4 is their move. They're on a road. They can get one more, but they're going to be vulnerable to firing, I think. If they go there, they've definitely got a good line of sight and they can keep firing at them. So I think they're going to stay in the cover. They're going to end the move. They'll stay in the cover. They're unharmed by that attack, but we'll get our control markers out. Where were they again? Over here. So we'll get them because they now control this one, and now control that one as well. Okay, is that making sense so far? I think it's working okay here. Like it's not terribly slowed down by the interface here, I think. So that's them. And then at the end of the turn, well, actually I haven't done the end of the turn, they're on the first action of the turn. So what do they want to do? There's an advance and there's a fire. I want to hold the fire until the Russians do something, or do I want to let rip with this lot? What do I want to do? Again, let's just move, not cover these points. It's kind of annoying. Like, they go from the center of the hex, and you have to just make sure you don't place your guys right in there, but makes it look off center. So yeah, these are fine as we've established, and these are not fine. So we could just get this guy to fire at them and see if we can break them. I think that might be a good plan. So yeah, let's do that. We're going to fire with this unit at these guys, and we'll see if we can break them. So we've got firepower 5. There's nothing else to add. So let's just roll the dice. And that is a 9. So a 9 plus 5 is 14. That's not bad. And these guys are in a spot of bother. He's got 5 and 10 because they're out on the road. So the rifle is not looking very good. And I don't think anyone's got any things here. I don't think anyone has any things. Hang on, is there a way to minimize that, or it just goes away. Right, so yeah, they're in the spot bother. So rifles on their defense roll a 9 plus a 5 is 14. That unfortunately is not over 14. But it is a there we go. It is a equal to it, so it's a suppress, interestingly. So they are suppressed. To do the maths right there, didn't I? Because if it's equal, because they got a 14, and the attack roll was 14, then they are they're just suppressed. They're not broken. And the other guy's got 10, 14 again. Bloody hell! Russians are having a bad day. I was going like, how could they possibly lose with like 8 rifles and so on? But at this rate, they're going to get screwed. Well, that was, this guy's getting a whatever Knight's Cross or whatever. Yeah, Russians are that. Well, you could argue that the Russians are actually lucky because they both equaled the roll and they didn't. Was it you have to get over the roll? Is it to die? Yeah, over the roll. No, under the roll. Yeah, they didn't get under the roll, so they wouldn't actually be dead. Well, they should actually be dead. So that was good. I don't think they've really got anything else they can do. We got these artillery requests, but we did an action. I don't really want to advance anyone right now, so I'm going to leave it there. So they're going to get 2 more cards. We'll flip them back over, and we'll go back to the Ruskies. So they're not great either. They're terrible. They've got 3 routes, 2 routes, a command, confusion, and an advance, and they don't want any of that really. If we advance, we could hide in the building, which might be an option. That might be a good plan. I mean, these guys will hide in here and they'll just stay there because he's got no leadership radius. But can they move? That's the question. FRM, right? So technically they got move 0. They've got move 0 as well, but I don't think advance cares about that, or does it? Let's have a look. Doesn't say that they have to be unbroken or anything like that. It just says if they're activated to advance, they can enter one of the 6 hexes adjacent to the one it currently occupies, where it must stop. MP and terrain movement costs are ignored during an advance. There you go. Again, the awesome rules. Very clear. So if I advance these guys, I can actually get them into relative safety there, and then they can do that. So I think I might just do that for them. So we're going to advance into here, and we're going to screw the movement costs and all that. They're just going to hide in there and lick their wounds. Unfortunately, that means that we can't do anything else because we've got routes here. Command confusion is useless, so I think we're just going to have to draw cards. Like none of them are broken, are they? So we're just going to have to draw cards here, sadly. Alright, and we'll get a control marker, and we can put that on there as well, if we can fit that in. So they've controlled that. All clear so far? What I like about this as well is there's a clock on the side, so you can tell what time is. Right, not going too well over on the left front there. So the Germans now have got quite entrenched there. What have we got? Wow. Okay. Wow. 3 artillery requests, a command confusion, and an advance. All of which are completely useless to me. I don't think any of that is any use. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to just discard 4. I'm going to redraw. Because I can't do anything with that. That's just garbage. Okay, back to the Ruskies. We have move and artillery request. So the problem with this, I think, like, because you've got this the artillery card still, but you've got no artillery, they're kind of useless. I mean, yeah, they can be used for actions and so on, possibly, but they're kind of crap. Like at the moment, they're just sort of dead cards in terms of orders. Again, we got our routes and command confusion, so I don't know if it might be worth just us holding as well. Get rid of these 4 cards, get some better ones, see what happens. I think I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got 1, 2, 3. So we're both kind of lulling. And it's funny, like the games I played of this so far, it seems when one side lulls, at least the solo games I've played so far, when one side lulls, the other side wants to lull as well. Like they just want to regroup. Back to the Germans. What did we get? Somewhat better. A route. A route could be really handy here. A fire, artillery denied, fire, and an advance. Now a route could make these guys run. That would be quite nice. But now they're in cover. And they're broken. What would that do then? So you have to roll. It says it here, isn't it? Top of my head here. Activate player. So we're going to roll over the morale to make them run. And at the moment, because they're in a building now, they have cover of 3. So that adds 3 to their morale. But they've got a -1 because they're suppressed. So they basically got another +2 on the morale. So this is going to be a 9. I have to roll over a 9 to make these guys run away. And I've got to roll over a 13 to make him run away, so that's not going to happen. Is it worth trying? Is that worth trying? I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, because if I get the rifles running away, that would be good, because then the machine gun will be gone. But at most, I can only move them back 3 hexes. But sure. Because I can't move any further anyway. And fire, and I don't think anyone can fire. Has he got a line of sight over here? He does, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he hasn't got 6 range on his guns. So if the leader was in there, then he would. That would be, you'd be able to shoot him. But yeah, at the moment, I think we're going to just roll a. Oops, keep doing that. Just going to roll. Play the route. And we're going to target these guys. So we're going to try and roll higher than a 9, basically. Is it a 9? 8, isn't it? 8, yeah. +3, -1, and there's no command bonus on there. So we're going to try and roll higher than 8 to make the rifle and machine guns run away. So we got a 9. Nice. So they do run away, but they only run away 1 hex. Interesting. So how does that work? They've got to run. They've got to be closer to their hex side when they're running. So I think. Where is route? So it retreats the number of hexes equal to the difference in their between the roll and the morale. So that's 1. Each hex retreated into must be closer to the controlling player's board edge than the one it just left. Now, trouble with that, like, I can go here, but this is, the hex number here is, where is it? N5, right? If I go here, that's M5, that's not closer. It looks closer here, but that's not closer to my hex side, really. That's closer. So bugger. They're going to have to go in here, and that means they're going to overstack, and that means there's going to be issues. Crap. Alright, well, we're going to have to do that. So, or I could use the initiative card and get them to re-roll that. I think I will. I'm going to use the initiative card and say, nope, that is, that did not happen. The 9 did not happen. We want to try and get them to re-roll to roll less than an 8. So, oh, they rolled an 8. Crap. What does that mean then? Roll equals morale, suppress unit. Well, it's already suppressed, so that doesn't actually count. Doesn't do anything further, so they don't move. They are good. Sorry, get that counter on top of them. So yeah, that was a well used thing there, because if I had moved back, we would have four people moving back. That would be 8 people there. We'd have to break the unit, the squad. We have to break that up into two teams, eliminate one of the teams, which would give them a point, and then I'd have, I believe I'd still have a broken team back here of 2 people, which would be next to useless. So they would have the machine gun and so on. I think I could move the suppressed onto the eliminated team though, but it wouldn't be good. They'd still be broken and stuff. So I think it's better to do it like this. Right. So, what to do next? So that was the Germans firing on them, wasn't it? And it should be flipped over. That was the Germans firing on them. But I think that's all they could do. Right? No, sorry, that was a rout. Sorry, yeah, it was the rout action. So they tried to rout them. That didn't work. We didn't roll for the leader. We still have to roll because there's events and things that could happen. So that's just a basic 6. That doesn't affect him. So nothing there. Right, the route's done. Right. 1 second. Let me just check something else out on here. And then we can get back. Where's my window gone here? There we go. And get that there. And that there. Okay. So route is done. So can we can't fire anymore there. That's annoying. They can fire over here. So we could do a fire action here. You can try that because that will work. Again, 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically. 5 hexes. They can see them. Can these guys see here? No, building crosses a, well, line crosses the building. They can see over here though. Can they see them? They would be able to if the fence wasn't in the way. Ditto for here. So the way the fences work is like if someone was here, or let's say here, if someone was here, then they could see each other. If they were, but if they're not right next to them, the fence, they can't see each other. Again, I'm kind of thinking that, you know, if you're in a building, you should be able to maybe go up a floor, but maybe the buildings aren't 2-story, so which might make sense. But if it had multiple stories, you could possibly see over fences and things like that, but I think that would make it a bit too fiddly. So I've got fire actions. I've got 2 fire actions actually. But I can activate him. 1, 2. He's just moved out of range of him. Pooh. Nuts. That's really annoying. What I'd like to do at some point when I get another move is to get him into this building, and then we can start really like shooting people up here. But let's play a fire card, and they're both smoke grenade ones, right? We'll play a fire card. We're going to activate him, or this leader, and we'll do everybody here, and we're going to fire at these guys. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a hindrance here. If we look at our little terrain table. Fields are hindrance 1. And you don't care that there's 2 hexes in the way, you just take whatever the highest hindrance is and that's it. So we have what we got here. So we have 2. We have enough. That's definitely got the range. He can't fire again, but he can give his leadership bonus over here. So Kuma, hello. Oh, it's you, Doc. Have you changed? You've got multiple accounts there. But hi. What have we got here? 5 plus 2, 6, 7. We can do a fire group. No, we can't do a fire group, so it's just 7. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm still going to call you Doc. Unless you really want me to call you Kuma, in which case, fine. But hello. Yeah, this is, so far this is working quite well. Just in the middle of a calculation here. So we got a 7 on that, right? So 7, and we're going to draw a dice roll card. That is a 5 plus a 7. That is a 12. That's a bit crap. Also, it's -1, actually, isn't it? Because of the field hindrance. So it's 5 plus 6, which is 11. So that's not great. He can probably survive this then. Good. I will call you Doctor then. But yeah, I don't know if you caught this last week. But we're doing this all on the tabletop. Yeah, the future is with the tabletop now, I think, for at least the foreseeable future. So they've got a morale of 8. What's the cover in a field? Cover is 0 in a field, so they've got just a morale of 8. So we're going to draw their defense roll thing, and we get a 7. So that's a 12, wasn't it? No, hang on, 15, isn't it? So they have missed the attack there, so they're fine. But we've got an event. And the event is a breeze, which removes all smoke markers, all blazes spread in direction 4, but we don't care about that because there aren't any. So that's fine. I haven't seen any snipers yet, interestingly. Oh, is it still crazy up there? Everyone ripping stuff off the shelves, I presume. It calmed down here the other day. It seemed a bit quieter. But, yeah, I guess people are still panic buying. Sorry, hang on, I've got to keep track of where I am here. So I am done on that one. And I don't think anyone else can fire anywhere anyway. So I think that's them done, really. They could... They can't do another order anyway, so we're done. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Back to the Ruskies. What we got? Fire, artillery, route, command confusion, and a move. We do have a move. I really would like a recover at some point here because I need to get that back. Oh no, all the beans and grains are sold out. Oh no. Yeah. Well, I mean, the canned food and the pastas all go in as well, isn't it? So I'm sure it'll calm down. I think all the supply chains are still intact, so fingers crossed. I've got enough stashed away here to last me a bit. I'm basically, just for everyone's reference, I am firmly not intending to leave the house unless I absolutely have to now, or leave the apartment unless I absolutely have to, which is basically if I need to get food shopping or something like that, like small amounts of food shopping. I'm still not entirely trustworthy of the delivery things because they're probably really overstretched right now, and if I go, I want to get some milk, and then they go, yes, we can deliver to that to you in a week, then that's not useful. So, but all social stuff is not happening anymore. I'm not seeing people socially at all. I'm just staying here and hopefully riding this out for as long as I can. Right, so we're back to the Russians, and we were trying to figure out what to do with them. So this, like, these guys have got this pretty much covered, haven't they? Now, that said, I could move. I think I could move this lot into this building, couldn't I? Because they have... Oh, that's annoying. I can move the units into the building. I can't move him into the building because he's not got enough move, I think. Oh, no, he does. Hang on. I'm looking at the wrong number. 6 is a move. So if I go 1, and then 2, 3, 4, because it's 2 to move into there plus the fence, and then these will be able to move in. So I can do that. I don't know, do I want to move these as well? I could theoretically move this lot as well. Maybe they can get up against the fence, but then they'll be able to see them. But a move definitely seems wise, because then I can take this and we can just shoot each other while in the cover, right? Yeah, let's move. I suppose I can put the sound of the desktop on. Do I want to do that? Sure. I don't think there's anything that's gonna mess me up there. We've killed the little radio thing. So when the radio played before, I guess you didn't hear it because desktop audio wasn't on, so that's good. Alright, good. Yeah, we're going to move. I'm going to activate the Sergeant Kovalev here. And they are going to be theoretically able to fire, but I think not actually. Not on this hex. Anyone moving into here might be fair game though, so they'll be able to get an opportunity fire off. They won't. But I can do that at least. So these guys, I'm going to order everyone in my command radius to move. These are going to move in there, they're fine. They're going to stay there. They should really, shouldn't they? Yeah. Maybe it'd be better if they gave the machine gun to the sergeant and he moved into there. Yeah, so hang on, let's just take that back a sec. Gotta try and figure out how to do this, because they can't all move into there because there'll be too many people there. But I want to get the sergeant in there. So it's 1 movement point to exchange an item from them, so that's fine. I don't think they have to yeah, I don't think they have to do anything else weird. So they're just giving them the item there. Then he's gonna... Does he want to move in there? Give him the item. He can move in there. If he moves in there next, then I'm trying to think what's going to happen in terms of firing, because do I want him alone in that hex? Does it make a difference whether he's alone or if he's with these guys in that hex and then they all move in there? But I don't think when you move, I don't think you have to move every single you have to move every unit kind of individually? Movement of one unit must be completed in its entirety before another activated unit can begin moving. Exception is that units that begin a move order in the same hex may be moved together provided those units remain together throughout the entirety of that order. Right, so I can't kind of split it up. So I think what I'll do is, like, that's one movement. This is another movement. And then I'm going to have him make a dash into that space. So that's going to be one. So now they can fire. Do they have any fire cards? They do. Do they want to use that fire card? I think they probably do, don't they? I think they probably do, because that's a leader with a machine gun. And if he gets in there, that's going to be bad. So I think we are going to do an op fire on that. And we are going to roll just a 5. And there's no modifiers. Lakes aren't any kind of thing, are they? No, they shouldn't be. I was wondering if they were like vegetation or something in the way, but no. So they're going to add 5 to their roll. So we're going to fire, and they roll a 5. So that's kind of crap. That's a 10, and what's its name? They're gonna make a defense roll. So he's got a morale of 8. He's on open ground, but he's not on a road or anything, so he's just got a morale of 8. So he's just gonna roll an 8, or add an 8 to the roll. There, 12. That's okay though. Whew, thank God he rolled badly there. So he's missed. He's got higher than a 10, so he missed. So he's going to keep going into here. Okay, so just to keep track of things, he spent 1 movement to give to the captain, the machine gun, and then captain moves 1, and then the building is 2 to move into, plus 1 for the fence. He's got more than enough movement points to do that. And he can theoretically keep firing because it's op fire. So he's probably going to do that. So he doesn't need to be reactivated. It's like he's basically permanently activated as long as that guy is still moving. And now he's in a hex that has somebody else. So he's going to fire at the building there. He'll attack both of these, basically. He can't fire, though, because he's got no... You know, we'd have to spend another fire action to do that, and he doesn't have one. So... we are going to, again, roll a 5. Or add a 5 to the roll. No line of sight issues. But he's in a building now. And that means that there is 3 cover. So everyone's got 11 defense, basically. So that's going to be a little bit interesting. So the attack roll is a... hang on a minute, let me just see, check something. No, that's fine. Attack roll is a... what's this? It's a jammed. But that doesn't matter. It's a 2, though. That really sucks. I think I'm actually going to re-roll that one. So I'm going to use the initiative card. We're going to re-roll that. Oh, that's better. And it is a 10 and a sniper. So we've got a 10 plus a 5 is 15. And we have a sniper, which happens immediately. And the sniper is A7. A7. Oh, is there. So if you get sniper, remember, any you can break a unit here or in the adjacent hexes. So I think he's most carefully going to break that guy. Yeah, so snipers are, they can be snipers, but they're the other kind of, there's stuff flying around, debris, flak, general war mayhem. Somebody might have shot themselves accidentally in the foot or something, but it's generally something bad happens here and you take damage. So that's not great for them. And their attack roll now is way better. Like it would have been a 7 before, and that would have been just utterly crap. So now these guys have 11, so they add 11 to whatever the roll is on here, and we're going to do the rifles first. So rifles, actually they have 13, because the rifles add 2 for the command of the leader there. So it's 3 for the cover, and 2 for the leader. So this should be doable. 5 plus, what was it again? 13, wasn't it? 5 plus 13 is 18, which is higher than the attack total, so they miss. And the leader is an 11. That's an 11 plus an 11, so that's definitely a miss. Valiant effort. So that was their fire action, I think. Because that's the first action they did, fire. Does anybody want to move? Oh, that was the op fire, sorry. Op fire. Maybe, you know what I should do? I should put like one of these here and one of these here, and maybe we can keep track of which actions are being used. So they've done a move, right? And now what? There's routes, there's fires. These guys have actually, if I can do my usual thing here, like they're activated now. He's activated as well. Now these guys technically were activated too. It's just whether I wanted to move them because they were activated by the leader when he was down here. Because they can only move, they can kind of move here. I suppose that would work. 2, 4. So again, nobody's firing at them, and they can't fire at them because they have no fire anyway. And because they were activated with their op fire here, but they can't fire at these guys. They can only fire at the captain that was moving across here. So he's done, and where does he want to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, he can go there. Because if he goes there, like, sure, they can see each other now, but they're both in cover. And yeah. Whereas they can't see each other right now. So maybe he wants to go into there. Okay. Alright, so that's their move activation all done. That is their move activation done. So that was the first action. Second action is not much. We got fire, but these guys can't fire. They've been activated. These guys could fire, but they're crap right now. They're broken. They got firepower 2 and range of 1. And so that's not going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, not really useful. I could move. They could fire. I mean, I guess we can move units kind of around into the woods here, like, because this road is definitely not a good idea. But we don't have a move, so I don't know why I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, so firing is not going to work from here, is it? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not though. It's too far. Yeah, that was it. So I don't think I can do anything else. I can't route anyone. Yeah, so that's it. I am done for the Russians. Flip, 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 flip. Right. Ugh. It's getting kind of toasty in here. Right. So far, I mean, this is... It's weird. You know, I mean, it's good. It's working, I think. But it's weird. Because, you know, there's no tactileness, right? Like, I don't have that overview as well. I mean, I've got it here, but it's harder to see here for some reason. But it does work. It does work as a way to play the game, so that's good. But it feels less... I don't know. Feels like it's missing something. I don't know what. Like, maybe it's possibly because I'm tied to a screen here and I can't sort of, you know, move around as much as if I was playing the game. But it's definitely easier in terms of the setup. So Russians were done. Now it's the Germans' turn. So they spent their fire. And again, they don't really have much. They've got a move and an advance, really. So, does anyone want to be moving? Maybe? Maybe these guys want to move. Do they want to move up the road? If they get to here, then they can start firing at people. Do they want to basically get into the woods here? So line of sight they're in. See there, they'd be able to shoot at them. There they wouldn't, because that's crossing the woods. Anywhere along here is a viable target, but like here, not so much. But that one they can. Well, if these guys head into the woods here, then they're kind of being obstructed there. But it might be best if they want, because they have to engage these people. The whole point is to kill the other side here, right? So, so we'll do a move. Yeah, keep forgetting that. We'll do a move. We will do it on these guys, the leader here. So he's going to activate everybody here. And I am going to reset those. They are all good. They're all fine now. And we're going to move these guys, and we're probably going to move like up here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he's got a +1 on his move as well because of that. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can get into this hex. And then this lot can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And kind of stay there. Or maybe they can charge up the road like maniacs. I don't know. It might be interesting because now they've got a choice. Because when they, you know, if they have a fire card, which I don't know if they do, they can use it when they show up here, because I think they've got line of sight to that. Gonna have to move this, just make sure we're actually on the line, and whoops, and go directly from the point to that point. I believe that is a go. That's even better. Yeah, that does not clip the woods there, so they can see each other from there. So as soon as this bunch show up here, if the Russians have a fire card, we can attack them. But if these guys rush up here, would they want to use the attack card on them? Because remember, like theoretically, like if I'm playing two sides here, that one side shouldn't know what the other's doing. So hi Bostitch, hello. This looks different than the two mods on Steam. Which ones? This is Tabletop Simulator. There are a few mods. One of them is by Adroxky. This one is by what was his name? Rake Shock, I think. What was his name again? Rake Chan, RAICCHAN. Yeah, this is the Combat Commander Europe plus Med one, plus Resistance. As far as I could see, there was just this and the normal Combat Commander. But this is the mod, as you can see. I have moved things around a little bit. That might be why it looks different. But so far it's so good. I don't know if it's better than Vassal or not, because I haven't actually played Vassal, but Vassal is a little... I'd like to learn it, and maybe now I've got incentive to. But it just looked a bit kind of intimidating, like a bit too much of a learning curve on that one. I'd have to really sit down and try and figure it out. But this so far is working really well. I haven't run into any real issues with it, so it's good. The setup was a little bit interesting, but figured out how that worked eventually. If you've got any questions about it, then let me know. I will try to answer them as best as I can. Right now, I'm trying to figure out if what I should do here. So, all depends on whether the Russians have a fire card, of course. So if they move, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, theoretically, they can run right up to their faces here, which might be an idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to get them to move. So we're going to go 1. I did play the move card, didn't I? Yeah. 1. So theoretically, I think they can fire at me now. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to wait till they're a bit closer? Does it matter? The weird thing about this game is that range doesn't matter. As long as you're within the range, then you can hit them, and there's no penalty for short or long range. So it doesn't really make any difference whether you fire at them right now or not. I suppose they could break and then it can stop moving. So sure, like you might as well then, because if we can break them as far away as possible, then that would be nice. But let's see if we actually have a fire card. Oops, something went. that doing? Oh no, hang on. Doing the wrong tool, that's why. Hup. They do. Oh, they have many fire cards. They have 2 fire cards. So, that's going to be firing with this lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. You want to do that? Let's do that. We're going to interrupt that with a thing. Because remember, like, Russian me does not know what German me is planning next, right? All Russian me knows is that, oh crap, he's moving his pieces up here. I want to try and kill them before they get to me, or shoot them before they get to me, right? He doesn't know that what I'm planning is to move this lot as well, but well, he knows that the captain's, the corporal here has been activated, so he knows that they're probably going to move, but where? And if I fire at this guy, I'm firing at him for the entirety of his move. But yeah, we'll see then. So we're doing an op fire from the rifle to the sorry, that's him. We're going to do the rifle, Russian rifle to the German rifle. So we have an 8. Sorry, we have a FRM, a 5. We got 5. There's no bonuses for anything there on the roll. So our combat roll is a 15, which is not too shabby. That's 15 again. And we are attacking a 7 minus 1. There's no bonuses. It's just minus 1 for the road. So a 6. So our German dude has a 6 plus a 10, which is 16, which is over that. So he can keep moving forward. So he's missed there. He can keep moving forward, but he's going to be able to fire again. We might as well, because we want to try and get close. So we're going to move again. So that's 1, 2, 3. We'll just do that. Up there. Rotate you around. Oh, for Christ's sake. Stop snapping. Okay. That should do it. There we go. So we have moved, actually we moved 2, haven't we? Because we moved 1 and then 2. He's going to fire again, so he makes another fire attack. That is a 9. So a 9 plus the 5 is 14. And the Germans are rolling a 5. That's not as great. A 5 plus a 6 here is 11, which is less. So he is hit. And he is broken. At which point he goes, I'm going to stop moving now. And throws in an axe himmel or something as well. But they've been hit. But that was good covering, or good distraction, because these guys are now going to move. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3. And they've all got a +1 because of the leader. So we're going to go 4, 5 there. And we're good. I mean, we could go into there, and then we're definitely not going to get shot at by this lot. But we won't be able to do anything. Like, we'll have to get another move to go here. But we can then fire out, because we established that this line, oops, where is it? This line to this line is actually clear line of sight. So it'd be nice to be able to fire out. Yeah. They've got a light rifle as well, which is crap. So let's double check something here. Make sure I've got the right units. Yeah, they're all squads. So, what's better, there or there? Well, basically, I'm trying to get them to go up here and then murderate these guys. But I could get them to shoot at this lot. I don't think I've got an assault fire in here, have I? No. And they can't fire at them. They can only fire at these guys, I think. I've got to fire at the same guys that they were firing at initially, I think. Yes. But it's just that unit, I think. I'm pretty sure they can only fire at this unit that's moving. They can't use their op fire to fire at another unit that shows up. So, I think I will stay there. I think I'll stay there, yeah. So that little distraction tactic kind of worked. Okay, so that's fine. So that was their move action. Do we have any? We don't have anything else. We've got an advance, but I want to keep that till I get there. And then we can get into some brutal hand-hand. But that's it, I think. No artillery here. I think we're good. That's our turn. What am I doing here? Flip, flip. There we go. Right. So back to the Russians, right? Yeah. We still have a fire. We've got artillery request. We've got a route. Again, we've got so many of these useless cards in here. I think if I was to play this game again, or this scenario again, I probably would give each side some kind of not very powerful, but some artillery anyway. And that would make it a little bit more interesting, I think. But what do the Russians want to do? Somewhere is a recover card. That would be really great. But right now, I don't think these guys have a line of sight to there, do they? No, it's straight through the woods here. Give it to them now? What? Give what to them? Nothing like a mid-game adjustment. No. I mean, there's events and things that they could get artilleries and something like that, but we'll keep it going for now. As is. So basically, I've just got another fire, and I think, well, if we got another fire, I think I should probably use it over here, really, shouldn't I? I could play a route on my own unit, and that would basically make it run away. If I want to do this one, I don't think I have to do all the units, do I? Do I have to use that on all the units? Or just I can choose what units to use them on? No, I have to make it on each unit belonging to the chosen player that was broken at the time the order was announced. So if I wanted to route to get this guy moving back, because it's a way to do that, out of harm's way, then I could, but I'd have to roll for this lot as well, and I don't really want to do that, so I'm not going to bother. But yeah, I'm going to do a fire. Damn it. I should revert back to being a hand after like 10 seconds. I'm going to do a fire, and I am going to use this lot. So who am I going to actually let rip here with? Now these guys have an actual useful weapon. I just realised this guy's got a light machine gun, and they're kind of crap. They're actually worse than his built-in firepower. But I guess I could just use it as a +1 in a group fire or something. So yeah. But this one's quite a bit better. I can actually fire everybody here. Interesting. So I can fire onto there, or I can fire onto here. This one's got better cover than this. But it does have their leader. But he's currently got a cover of 12 in there, which is not great. And he's got a cover of 10. No, they both got a cover of 12 because he's morale. Because he's got 9 plus 3 for the building is 12, and he's got 7 plus 3 for the building is 10 plus 2 for the commander is 12. So not great, but this guy over here has only got a morale of 9. I mean, it all depends on what roll, how much I roll as well. If I get these to fire separately, they can all fire separately. They can make 3 different attack rolls. Because yeah, like the machine gun and the rifle and the leader can fire separately. And that's 2 hexes range. Yeah, the downside of this one is it's 3 hexes range, so the leader wouldn't be able to join in. But here, we could. So if I did that, I would get, that's a 7. Doesn't add to the weapon though, does it? The command radius doesn't add to the weapon. It only adds to the squads and the teams, right? Oh no, it does. It adds the firepower and the range of every weapon without a white band that's being carried by a non-leader unit. That's being carried by the leader. Shoot. Right. Crap. Okay. So, what does that mean? It means these guys have a firepower of 7. This has a firepower of 6. And he has firepower of 2. Or I could do a group attack, which would basically be 7 plus 1 plus 2, which is 8. 9. Sorry, I was still thinking it was 6. 7 plus 2 is 9. So a 9 firepower attack on that. I think that's the best I can do with that. Yeah. Or I can do separate attacks on that, which might have a chance of killing them as well. If they get broken and then they get killed by the second attack or third attack, that could be good. So, just realised I probably don't actually need my headphones, do I? I'm not really hearing anything. So yeah, let's just take them off then. It might be less warm. Okay. So let's have a look then. Because if I do multiple attacks on this, that could be better. They're going to be less firepower though. But 7 and 6, maybe the 2 wouldn't have a hope in hell. But 7 and a 6 separately could be quite nice. Again, they're both against 12s. Because with one attack, the best I can do is break them. So I'm going to try 2 attacks. So we're going to go for a 7 and a 6 over here. So it's 5 plus 2, and then a 6, which is not modified by the leader bonus here because he's carrying it. And then we'll see what happens, because this guy can fire as well, but it's not very effective. But he might as well throw it in as well. See what happens. So the rifles are going to fire into E8 there, and we're going to roll a 7 plus 7 plus 6 and a sniper. So that is a 13 on the roll. And there's a sniper. So the sniper is D8. That's brilliant. Right there. Nice. That's gonna snipe him. Excellent. Who gets to pick who gets sniped? Not that it matters, but the firing player does that. So I think I'd like to snipe your leader. Excellent. So now they're making defense rolls against that first attack. But now he's broken, so that's interesting. So now his morale is 13, 10 plus 3. But this guy's morale is now 10 because he doesn't get to add the command bonus anymore. So the leader is going to roll. Yeah, you can't lose this one basically, right? Because it's 13. So the leader is okay, and the other guys, that's a 6, but that is still okay because he's a 10, right? So that's fine. The machine gun is going to fire. That is a 6. No modifier. That is a 7. So again, that is a 13. And his morale now is 13 again. So that's a leader. It's fine. Other guys are an 8 plus 10. That is also fine. And then for good measure, we've got a 2 plus 8. That's a 10. Nobody is really going to get hurt by that, I think. But causes dice to be rolled. Leader. That is a 17. That is an event. We have a blaze. A blaze starts in a random hex. and that random hex is D5. Oh, that's there. Right, so that was a leader's saving roll, right? Oh yeah, I just draw from here. Flip that over. It was D5, right? So D5 is now on fire, which may be inconvenient. The other guy is just going to roll again. It's a 10. It doesn't really matter because he's got a 10 already, so he beats that. All right, so that's all the firing from there done. We can, yeah, actually, hang on. We can, I realize something. Whoops. Wrong button. There we go. They're rotated. Just realized something. Because I activated them for firing, right? But he's within the command radius, right? And he can shoot them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that is all good. Yeah, that's totally fine. So yeah, he can get a shot off as well. So he's going to fire at the guys hiding in the trees. So we roll a 3 and a jammed. Jam doesn't affect anything, but rather than being completely ineffective, maybe I will hand over the initiative card and re-roll that. As a 6, which is marginally ineffective. So that is an 11 total. Not a very good roll. And the Germans there have 7 plus 2 for the woods, I believe. Yep, 2 for the woods. And that is going to be a 9. A 9. And that is well over that. 17. So, that's that lot basically, isn't it? I believe that was their first action. Yeah, that was the first action, wasn't it? The Russians' first actions. But they can't really do anything else. So they're going to leave it there. Doot, doot, doot. And then that's on off. That's off there. Right. Going to have a slight breather here. Right, so hopefully it's all making sense. I'm just going to get some biscuits out here and have something to munch. If you've got any questions or anything, let me know. If it's all making sense. But so far so good. Should be alright. Hopefully that's not loud. If that's loud or anything, let me know. Just need something to munch. Okay. So German's turn. Oops, what we got? Got a fire and an advance, so that's not great. Again, like, I haven't seen a recover. I don't know where they're at. I just haven't seen a single recover card, I think. I got 2 broken units as well. Yeah, that's not great. Now we got this blaze. Right, that actually blocks this line of sight, which is a little annoying. Because that fills the whole hex. And there's this raging inferno going on, and that could spread as well, which would not be good. So what are we going to do? All I can do at the moment is just either advance or fire. I don't want to advance. I could fire back at them, or I could fire over here. But essentially this leader is gone. Like, he's ineffective. He's gibbering in the corner or screaming because he just got shot. But this guy could fire at him and try and kill him. And that would be quite nice for them. He's got a better chance of hitting him than he has of hitting this lot. Because these have got 11. Yeah, they're at 13. Well, he's at 13, he's at 11. Defense. He, on the other hand, is at 7, I believe. No, there's no cover in the field, so he's at 6. Definitely better. Easier to hit. So I am possibly going to fire there, or I could fire down here. Or with this lot even. So a bit annoying. Well, he can't fire anyway, but I think we established that these have line of sight, right? Yeah, we did. So these guys could fire at him and tear him up. That might be interesting. Snag is here, like, you know, see the machine gun is so kind of lame by comparison. Unless they've got some kind of, you know, sustained fire or anything like that, but they don't even have that. So I could do 2 separate attacks. 1 out of 4. Well, 1 out of 5 and 1 out of 6. Because he does get to add his command bonus to the weapon. Which might be worth doing. 5 and a 6 isn't bad. It's not terrible. We might be able to tear him up there. Yeah. One other point is that I get victory points for running my guys off the map. So if he can make a break for it over here, he might be able to get over there. But I think he has to be unbroken. Like, at the moment, he's got a move of 1, so he's just getting torn to bits. So it's either attack that one or get these guys to attack here, which might take him out. We're gonna go for this lot, so we'll do a fire, and again we have that. We'll do a fire, and we are gonna attack separately. So we're gonna activate each of these basically as 2 different attacks. And they are going to have a firepower of 6 and 5 because they got +1. So rifle first. So that's the first action. Rifle first is a 5 plus a 6. So that's an 11. So again, that's not great. On these guys. These guys have a morale of 7 now because they're -1 because of the road. So you are a 6 plus a 7 is 12, which is higher than 11. So they survived that first one. The machine gun, though, has a 5. 3. I'm going to re-roll that. You can have the initiative. So that's going to be... Oh, that's useless. A 5. So a 5 plus a 5 is a 10. That's not great. And then these guys are going to roll a 17. So they're fine. That was not effective. Okay, that's their first action. And then again, we've just got crap. We're filling up with garbage here. So I think I'm probably going to have to just draw a card and then ditch all these in the next turn. So I'm just going to leave it there because I don't think I can do anything with these. Alright, back to the Ruskies. We have... Yes, we got to recover. Okay, we're going to play a recover. We are going to do this. That is definitely the first thing we're going to do. We got a rout as well, that's good. And a fire. Perfect. Okay, so the recovery rolls are going to go on these guys. And we're going to... First, we're going to get rid of all the suppress. Which is in here. So we get rid of the suppresses. And then we got to roll... under the morale to rally them. So currently the morale including recover is 9 and 14. Yeah, 9 and 14. So we're going to go for the leader first, which we're definitely going to get. 11. That's under though. So their leader flips back, and now he actually has a 10 because now the leader has kicked in. So he is going to roll a 9, which that was very good because he can flip back over. If I didn't add that, it would have equaled the roll and he would have been suppressed basically. So that's good. So the suppress have gone. We've done the recover. And we are now able to... can we try a route? So yeah, I've got to roll over the morale. This guy's got a morale of 13. This guy's got a morale of 6. Oh, sorry, I'm going to recover this guy as well. This guy's got, what was he, a 6 still, isn't he? Yeah, no cover in the field. So I got to roll under a 6. Okay, let's see what happens. That's not going to work. And that's a 12, and that is also a time. So we are on time 4. So everything pauses. So we're in the middle of a recover. and we go through the time sequence, which is reshuffle, and basically nothing else except dig-ins. So reshuffles, how do we do this? We go flip that, and we put that in there, and we go shuffle, shuffle. We can also just jiggle it around a lot, but that is it. So that's that. That's now shuffled. Nothing else happens. There's no sudden death, no VP because no one's a defender, no smoke markers, no reinforcements coming in. Now players can play dig in. I do have a dig in. Does he have a dig in? He does have a dig in. So he's got 2 dig ins. So there may be much digging in going on here. So dig in lets you make foxholes. The Germans have got 2. Most of their guys are undercover. Broken guy isn't though, so he probably would like to do a foxhole there. You think he would? Okay, so he can dig in. I don't know if it matters which order we do the digging in. Yeah, I don't think it matters what order it is. So the Germans can do a dig in here. It doesn't really help them. Doing a dig in with the foxholes. Oh, sorry. It doesn't. Making a foxhole in woods doesn't really help them. I guess it gives it 1 more cover because woods are actually covered 2. Yeah, it might be handy. It doesn't help in a building. But alright, we're gonna play 2 dig-ins. In a friendly occupied hex. So we're gonna put where are we? Foxholes. We got 1 here. And we got 1, we're gonna put 1 over here. So these hexes now are cover +3. It doesn't stack with the forest either, so it's just whatever the highest one is, I believe. Pretty sure that's how that works. I think it's what it just replaces the cover. Yeah, an alternate cover. So that's their dig in, and the dig in that I saw here. That is going to be, who wants to dig in? These guys? Probably feeling a bit exposed. These guys are feeling a bit exposed. Don't know. Like that did work. Like that was they rolled a 12, so I could dig in there. I could dig in here. I don't really know what's better. I could dig in here. Ooh. Oh, that'd be hilarious. I think it might be better to dig in over here. So we're gonna foxhole this one. Great. So now everyone's hunkered down into foxholes down here. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Then time resumes. So the recover action is over. Now what? Routes. yeah, now routing is has become more difficult because he's still got a route rating of 13, which is a pass, but he's now got cover 10, morale total of 10, because before he had 6 because of -1 for the road, so that was a probable retreat, but now he's got a 10. I could give it a go. Let's give it a go. Action number 2, route. We're going to try and route, I guess, both of these. Before I do anything, I'm going to just save this, just to be sure. Okay. Make sure it saves, just in case something weird happens. Alright, so the leader is going to roll and succeed, and that was the wrong thing, wasn't it? Suppose it keep going back to snap. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. He's routing them, right? So he has to roll. So he is rolling a 5 and nothing happens, so that's fine. And against the 10 over here, 8 is less, so it doesn't do anything, but there is a sniper, and the sniper is K8. K8. So that's anyone in this area, which is nobody. Okay. So that was second action. I theoretically have a third action. And all I've done is a recover and a route. So I could fire. I really would like a move at some point there, because give this guy the gun and then get bonuses on that one. But we could do that. We'll do that. We'll do a fire, and we'll do the same thing again that we did before here. So again, these are I'll leave them angled because they were activated previous turn, then deactivated. Now they're activated again. So, in fact, I could use these markers or something to show that they've been activated. So that would be a smarter plan, wouldn't it? We're gonna fire this lot at them again. Same deal as before. So we're gonna fire the rifles, who now have a firepower of 7. Because it's 5 plus 2. So 7 plus 8, 15. That's not unrespectable. So 15. And these guys got to make their save. So 13 and 10, right? So leader is fine, because he's got 13 plus 9, and 10 plus 12, and that's another time. God damn it. We're on time 5. So pause. And again, nothing happens except a reshuffle and D-ins. So flip all that, put that there. I don't know why it keeps insisting on doing that. Shuffle, 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 shake it up a little bit as well, and a shuffle. Okay, and nobody gets victory points. No smoke or anything moves. Anyone got to dig in? Not anymore. I mean you heard that rattling in the background. That's the pipes here. Scares the crap out of me every time. That was it. So we're in the middle of the fire action, right? And we've just done the leader, didn't we? Yeah, that was his defense roll, wasn't it? So the rifles here, it's a 10. Oh no, that was a rifle defense roll, wasn't it? Yeah. So he is good, yeah, because he rolled a 12 basically. So he's fine. And then it's a machine gun, which is a 6, and the 6 is an 8, so that's 14. There is a sniper on I8. Oh, here, nice. That was on the attack roll, wasn't it? Yeah, so he is broken. Nice. Oh, that's pretty cool. Then so we got 14 on the roll, and we're gonna attack these guys both again. So you got 13 for the cover. Flip that, 9, so he's fine. That's 20. And the other guy is a 4 plus 10. That is 14, and he can't do anything about that. So he is suppressed. You roll a 4. That was, oops. I don't know where that went. Hang on a minute. Raise randomize. Okay. I don't know where that went. Oh, it went underneath. Right. Okay. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. All right. Fab. That's their actions. That's all of them. That got rid of quite a few cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What's the Germans doing now then? They're going to move, and artillery denied, and advance. Well, the advance is out. The move, though, the move could be interesting. If we move these guys, we can sneak them around here and then do the advance next time. I think that's basically what we need to do. So we're going to move here, that's 2, nobody can see us. And we're going to move here, that's another 2. But now we are visible. We can be fired at, but that's gonna be it basically. So do they have a fire? They do. Oh, they have many fires. They have 3 fires. They are gonna go with definitely firing at them. So this lot are firing at them, opportunity fire. This could be interesting. So we got a captain here. This actually should be on the rifle team. That's a 3 firepower. That's even worse. Good God. But yeah, the rifle team was carrying it. It would be better if the captain was, or the corporal there was, but never mind. So what's the best thing to do? Fire separately? I gotta make a fire thing here. What am I gonna do? Fire separately. That's a 4, a 6, and a 1. If I fire as a group, it's a 5, 6. It's a 6 firepower plus a 4. It's 10 firepower. Plus 1 is 11. Seems like it might be a little better. Yeah. If I fire as 1, then this is a... these are basically 6 and a 4 firepower because they get plus 1. So that is 10 plus 1 is 11. And then that'll be an 11 firepower attack on that hex, which might at least break them. Possibly discourage them from doing advances. So an 11 fire plus 10 is 21. That is a good total. We'll stick you down here just to be easier. 21, and it's a sniper. So the sniper is H2. Where is H2? H2. Back here, no effect on anything. Right, so that is a 21, which is quite nice. The defenders, the rifle team here, have got a morale of 7 plus 1 for the captain, corporal I mean, is 8 plus 2 for the woods is 10. So they got a plus 10 on that roll. So they got to roll pretty high. That's an 8. A plus 10 is an 18. And that is, I believe, no effect. Sorry, that's a hit. Yeah, so that's a break. So that's awesome. Flip you over. Now you can't fire your weapon. And corporal there is only on an 8. I don't think he can even do it at all. So yeah, he is also broken. Oh, well that's an interesting turnout. Right. So that sucked for them. Didn't much for sneaking up. Now they do have an advance, but they did move. So I'm going to just use that. So they've moved, just to show that they've been done. Yeah, sorry, that was that card. That was my move. Yeah, that's it. I mean, they can't do anything else. There's artillery denied. There is an advance that will only move me 1 hex, and I don't really want to do that right now. So I am done. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the Ruskies. That was a good opportunity fire. We've got 2 more fires, so it's not looking good for the assault team here. That is definitely not a good sign, because now they can fire back. And they can rout them, which is even better. But they're both broken anyway. I mean, yeah. Yeah, they're totally going to just fire over here, aren't they? I don't think the fence makes any difference, is it? line of sight clear. If it's one of the 6 hex sides of the fire as target's hex, yes, so that's fine. Oh, I'm being a bit of a dumbass. The fences do not block line of sight. Hedges do. The fences don't. So theoretically, people can actually fire over this. They're just a hindrance. So, alright, I can remember that now. So yeah, these are see-through. But there's a blaze here, so these can't look at. They can't see each other anyway. Right, I'm cheerfully going to fire at this lot, and we might get an actual kill here. So we're going to do that one. And if that doesn't work for some reason, then we've got the route to get them away from us. But we are going to fire. Going to do the same thing. So it's what was it? 11 was it? It was a 6 plus a 4, wasn't it? Plus a 1, yes. So 11 firepower again. Coming through the trees. 11. That is oops. Hang on. That was the card at the bottom. Sorry, I gotta draw that. There we go. It's not an 11. It's a 9. So that is a 20, which is still not good. I'd somehow flipped the whole deck there. Sorry. So that is not good. These guys have 9. Their morale is 9 because of the trees, and that's all they've got. Doesn't really matter who goes first, really, does it? Leader rolls a 4. That is definitely not going to work. He is dead unless we have a light wounds. I don't know if that would actually make a difference though. We do not. Shoot. Alright, wait a minute. So I should have, I would have looked at this. I should have looked at this before I made the defense roll, because I've got to see what cards I have. But I do have concealment, so it would have been a 20. So it's an 18, but that still wouldn't have made a difference with it. I'll say I didn't spend a concealment then. I mean, I should have done it before I made the roll, but yeah. So he is dead. Rip. We finally have a German casualty, so I don't need that anymore, really. We have a German casualty, and he is a leader, and he is worth 2 victory points to the Ruskies. And the other guy is a 9 as well, right? It's a 9. We gotta get higher than a 20, so this is not likely. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, he's dead. We've lost him. Even if I had remembered to play the concealment, it would make no difference. Alright. Finally some casualties. So that's another 2 to the Russians. And yeah, we don't need them anymore. Who are those? That's the guard's rifle, which was here, and that's the, what the hell are they? Jaeger. I'm going to guess that might be a paratrooper, just from the falling part. But yeah, they were just the markers for the tracks. Jaeger. There we go. Alright. Right, well, they got annihilated. Okay. Um, so much for that then. And now what? Got another fire I can do. I could fire with the rifles on them. That would be quite nice. Sure. We'll fire the rifles on the guys in the foxholes. So this is now, it's just a 5. And this is a 5 versus a cover of 9. This is 7 plus 3 is 10, minus 1 for the road. So firepower of 5. That is useless. That is a 10. That is a really crappy roll. And they have cover of 9, didn't they? Yes. Still got the roll. That's another time. They made it, but they made the roll, but it's another time. That was also their second action. That's another time. So Germans, flip everything there. For God's sake. Do that. I don't know why it keeps snapping when it shouldn't. And 8, 9, 17, 1, 2, yeah. And then shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Do a wheel shuffle as well, just for good measure, and 1 for luck. Okay. Nobody gets sudden death rolls, nobody gets victory points, no smoke moving, no reinforcements coming. Anyone got dig in? Nobody got dig in. Okay, so we're good. We are good. And oh, the time moves up. One more, right? Getting near the end. Right, that was their action. We do have route. We do have 3 actions, so we're going to do a route. We are going to route them. So we've got these guys, and these guys. They need to roll. Well, I need to make the rolls, and that needs to be over their morale to make them run away. So he's got morale 9. He's got morale. It's actually technically this, isn't it? So he's got morale 10, and he's got morale 13. So this isn't going to happen, but these could. So we got a 9. That's a 4. So no. I was wondering if I should use the initiative card, but nah. This one is a 10. So we're going to roll over a 10, which is not. But that's an event. So that's a 7 and an event. Battlefield integrity. Gain 1 victory point for each of your opponent's eliminated units. Well, that's 2 units. So Russians are going to get 5 there. I might as well just leave it there. Oh, I get 2 there. I mean, sorry. So cool. And this guy still have to roll. Crap! It's another time. Okay, interesting. So we are. I think we're rolling sudden death. So we are on the sudden death. We first shuffle up the deck. So that, flip them over, put them on here, and give it a shuffle, give it a shuffle, give it a shake, and give it another shuffle, and then we make a sudden death roll. So the sudden death rolls are where are they? Sudden death roll. They advance onto or beyond the space occupied by a sudden death marker. The triggering player must make a roll. Done after you do the shuffling. If it's less than the number in the space currently occupied by the time, the game immediately ends. So, we gotta draw. If it's less than 7, which is what our time is, then the game is over and the Russians may have won. It is a 9. So we carry on, but I do have the initiative card. So we could see if we could re-roll it, basically. I'm pretty sure you can use the initiative card for a re-roll on that. Yeah. Do I want to? I don't know, because at the moment, I mean, I'm ahead. I don't know what the Germans, technically, I don't know what the German secret objective is. But I don't know if I'm ahead on that. But I don't want to calculate that until I actually get to the end. I won't end that. So I'll accept that. Like, we got another round. So what's going on there then? It was a route, wasn't it? That was the last guy's route, yeah. So we are carrying on. So that's it. Like, that's the end of my action there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have one more round. Oops, sorry, I don't want to see that. I want to flip that one. Right. Okay, one more round. Probably one more round. So we have Russians in the lead. Let me just stick that there. Russians in the lead at the moment on victory points, but let's see where we end up here. It is now the Germans' turn. No, I'm playing fine. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this fine. Unless I've sort of skipped somebody or something, but I just did all the Russian stuff. We did the fire and a route there, and that's what happened here. So I'm gonna just do this. But yeah, I mean, it is hard to keep track of things. Like, not only am I sort of concentrating on, narrating everything I'm doing, but I'm also trying to keep track of, the tabletop simulator part of it. Getting used to that. And I'm just gonna save this again, just in case. I'm also playing two sides at once, and it can get confusing after a couple of hours, and we've been playing this for about 3 hours now. But it's nearly done. This isn't going to go on forever. It's not going to be a 6-hour epic. We're going to be finishing in the next time action, I think. God damn it, I have no recovers. I really need needed those recovers. Because that would have revitalized 3 of my 4 remaining people. Nuts. So we got move, fire, advance. Well, crap. I am not in a good state here. These guys can fire on them. No, they can't fire on them because they haven't got the range because they're broken. These guys can fire over here, but they have a firepower of 4 now. Yike. That's yucky. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can do, right? They have a firepower of 4. So I can fire there. Problem is, I think what I want to do, actually, is not do any actions. I want to get rid of all of these. I'll keep the advance. No, I don't even need to keep the advance. I don't think. I mean, unless I move into there or something, but maybe I'll keep the advance, and maybe I'll keep a move. But if I get rid of these 3, and then when I draw next, hopefully I'm going to get a recover. That would be more useful, because whatever I do here, I'm still going to be buggered, and I'll only be drawing 1 more card. So I'm going to get rid of these 3 cards. Yeah, they're the same. I'm going to get rid of these 3 cards. And I'm going to draw 3 new ones, and that's it. And we'll see what these are next time. And hopefully one of them is a recover. But that makes me vulnerable here, because if I've got fires on this side and routes, I do have a route. I have moves as well, but route again could be quite dangerous. So let's go for the route. So once again, we're rolling a 9. Or we're going to roll under a 9, or over a 9. We got to roll over a 10, and we got to roll over a 13, which isn't going to happen, to make them run away. So a 9 over a 9. So that is equal to a 9. I think I've just suppressed them. Equal to morale is suppress. So yes, I have suppressed these guys. So they're in even worse a state now. These guys are rolling a 10. Oh, bloody hell, I roll a 10 again. So that's another suppress. So there, it's really not going well for the Germans here. And these guys are rolling a 13, which is a fail, but we still have to roll because we may get a sniper. And the sniper is going to hit L8. L8 is here, nothing. So, man, if that was any other 8, that would have been amazing. If it was here, if it's here, it's here. Like, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chances to have sniped one of them, and I just got the one that was in the middle. That's ridiculous. So that's their route action. Moving. We'll move and then advance. I mean, I could. I could try and move in and kill them. At the moment, if I just did a move and moved, I guess, all of these guys from here to here, they would be able to get a pot shot at me if they have a fire. But all they're going to be able to do is, at best, a group. Like, can suppress people and broken people be in a group. don't think there's anything stopping suppressed or broken people from being in the group. No, there isn't. So, if I wanted to do a group attack, then that would be 6, I think. No. That's a 5. It's -1, so he's got 4 firepower. +1 would be 5 firepower. Yeah, that's it. So it's only going to be a 5 firepower attack. And I know I've got an advance. So I could do that next turn and be reasonably sure I'd be able to beat him. So yeah, I'm going to do a move. I'm going to move these guys out of here. I'm going to move them into here, not in the road, because that would give me -1 cover. And then we're going to see if they can do an op fire. So interestingly, whoa, 2 advances, interestingly. But they can do an op fire, and I think they're going to do that. So we're going to do a fire. We could add a marksmanship on that, because that's +2 when firing a German squad or team. I presume that means and a fire group, or is it just one? There might, contextually, it might mean just one. Is that mentioned anywhere? Marksmanship may only be played just prior to the player making a fire attack roll. The attack must include a firing squad or team of that nationality. So yeah, that can work in a thing. All right, see ya, Doc. I'm almost finished this anyway, so thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah. They're going to do that. They're going to throw in that because it's a useless card otherwise anyway, isn't it? So just wondering why there are 3 face down cards here for some reason. Okay. I may have forgotten something or just flipped it by accident. I think I flipped it by accident. So yeah, so we do a +2 fire. So that would make this a 5. -1 is 4. +1 is 5. 6, 7. So we're going to have a 7 attack on there. And let's see how that goes. This is like a last desperate stand here. A 7 attack. That is a 6. That's a 13, which is not great. Could have been better. And these have somehow all been flipped. They shouldn't have been flipped. They are fine. Not sure what happened there. But they are not flipped. They are all good. We are going to be making a defense roll of, this guy's got a leadership of 2, and that's it. So they both got sorry, he's 10, he's 8. So I'm going to do the rifle first. That is a 5, and that is 5 plus 8 is 13, which is equal. I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to do a re-roll on that one. 8 plus 8, that is better. So that's fine. And the captain here is going to do an 8. Actually, sorry. I didn't even do that, did I? Because he had a 10, didn't he? And I rolled a Yeah, I didn't have to do that, did I? Damn it. Yeah, I miscalculated on that one. We can say that was a leader. Let's just say that was leader. I know it's kind of cheating a bit, but we'll say it was a leader just to not screw anything up. So now I'm going to do the rifle guy. And the rifles are 8, so that's 18, so that's good. Okay. So didn't hit them. Right. So now though they can't activate because they can't do advance because they've moved. So what else can I do? Nothing, basically. So I am going to do that. So basically the only thing that's going to save the Germans now is if they get a time on a roll. But they do have advances. Also, I'm just thinking, did I actually I don't think I've got enough cards here, have I? They spent 1 on the fire, and that's it, right? Yeah, so sorry, I should have another card, because they've got 5 cards. Dang it. I'm going to put an asterisk next to the whole thing. So, oh, wow. Well, that's awesome. 3 advances. Bad time being hand-to-hand, though. So, essentially, I mean, advance is moving 1 hex in any direction, right? I mean, I don't have to go in hand-to-hand, so I could advance the heck out of that building. Theoretically, or or I could move each stack here. I could move each of them 1. Because if I go into hand-to-hand with this lot, I think the weapons don't count, right? The weapons don't count. It would be... Yeah, not weapons. And it depends on whether we got ambushes as well, right? Because I don't remember if I had an ambush over here. I don't have ambush here. But if they do, that would kill him. So I would be coming into this with a 4. They would be coming into it with a 7. So they have to roll quite low. I could have a 5 here, but yeah, either a 5 or a 4, depending on whether they ambush me. Actually, no, if they ambush me, they'll flip this guy over. Should I retreat? It seemed like the smarter thing to do, given the fact that I am at quite a disadvantage. I mean, it's not a huge disadvantage, but, you know, I could just advance into the woods hex here and get the heck out of there. And then they'll be stuck. You know, they won't be able to use their advance on me. Or technically, I don't know they have an advance, but I'm assuming the fact that, you know, German me is assuming the fact they moved out of here and got 1 hex away from me means that the Russians have an advance. I don't think that's an illogical assumption. So I'm just thinking, like, would they stay there, or would they advance 1 hex this way and just get out of dodge there, or would they go, let's, you know, screw it, let's just charge in there and see what happens. Also, I'm thinking, like, it's 4:30 now. How much longer do I want this to go on for here? The Germans did turn it around in the last game. I have to admit, like they could roll well, and the Russians could roll badly. And also, actually, they've got the initiative card, so screw it. Let's do it. We're going to advance. We're going to do it. We'll do an advance. We're going to move them down into that hex. I guess now would be a good time to use the off-board box, would it not? Just to make it a little bit. I guess we got this melee counter. So, first up, anyone plays ambush? I do not have ambush. Do we have ambush? Oh, we got one. We have an ambush. So yeah, that was a bit sucky. So the Germans, yeah, we're gonna flip you. We're gonna break you. That's a bad time. So, I honestly didn't remember if I had an ambush or not on the Russians, but that worked out. So, yeah, the Germans are kind of screwed. We've got 7 firepower. Oh no, actually, they're doubly screwed because that adds the leadership. So we've got 7 there, 8, 9. So 9 firepower versus 2. I think the Russians are going to win this, but it could end horribly. I don't know. So the inactive player goes first. So that's the Russians. So they're going to add 9 to this roll. And that is a 17. I think the Germans are screwed. They can't beat that. Unless they roll a time, which could be amazing. If they roll a time, that supersedes it. But that's gonna be, it's gonna be the end otherwise. Oh, they rolled a 7, but they rolled an event. And they rolled a reconnaissance. Your opponent must reveal a secret objective. I don't have one. But that is not enough. So the Germans get obliterated. Sadly for them. Because they can't beat whatever that total was. What was it? 17. Not with not with anything really. They're rolling a 2. So the maximum they can roll is 14. So they're dead. Yeah. That was unfortunate. So they have lost both their dudes there. Who now join the casualty track. We now have what have we got? That was his big leader as well. So we have 2 points there, 3 points here. So we are now on 9 points for the Russians. And the Russians go back. Actually, put that over here. They go back here. Well, actually, they moved in. No, the Germans moved into their hex, didn't they? So that's them. Okay. It's not quite over yet, though. So, in terms of advancing, I don't think anyone else wants to do anything. Like, that's all moving. I think we're good where we are. So we're gonna leave it there. Draw 2 cards. Remember to draw the right number of cards. And then it's the Russians' turn. And again, hang on. No, isn't it? I'm confused here. Hang on, what have I done? That's not right. We were doing the German turn, right? Yeah, we were doing the German turn. Right, so now we're back to the Russians. I don't think they... did anything. Yeah, so I'm down the card again, aren't I? I should have 5 here. Okay, so we have a move, recover, advance, command confusion, artillery request. Well, I'm going to... I think I want to move because I want to take that objective. And if I take that objective, are they going to be able to fire at me? I don't think they are. I think that just clips the edge of those woods. So it's basically whether I want to move or advance into the building here. Oh, also I should, sorry. I should have had a control marker here. So I controlled that. So I probably should move into it. I'll keep the advance because advances are nice. I don't think anyone needs to recover on my side. So yeah, I'm just going to move. And I'm just going to move this lot into here. And we're going to flip this. And we have control. So we moved 2. And I am actually going to give the machine gun to these guys. And now they can get the weapon bonus from that. So I have to kill 1 more German to win as the Russians. Because they have a 5 surrender limit there. So far we're doing quite well. We're controlling all the objectives. I mean, I don't know whether that's worth anything. I don't think that is really worth anything. But we're controlling them, and quite frankly, if we get moves, I can just run these guys off the edge of the map here and get exit VPs as well, but I don't think it's going to be able to come to that. So I think I'm going to stop there for the Russians. And now we're back to 5. And now we're back to 5. So Germans. Oh, finally we got to recover. Well, better late than never. We're going to play the recover for sure. We do have a fire as well, so yeah, we're going to play the recover. And we are going to roll on our remaining 2 peeps. Now this guy has -1 for the road, -1 for being suppressed, so it's -2, +3 for the foxholes, +1 total, so he's got an 8. And this guy's got an 8 as well. No, he's got 6 + 3 because the foxholes supersede that, so he's got a 9. So it's 8 and a 9. And we have to roll below to rally. Yeah, so we're going to roll under an 8 to rally this guy. Oh, that's time. That is a time. So, he's not rallied because I rolled a 12. Um, so it's this lot. I'm just going to put this here just to say this one's been done. But he is not rallying. But we have now moving a time marker thing. So first, we have to put this back in here, put this over here, flip that, unsnap it, because God knows why it keeps doing that. Okay, and then we shuffle this up. Give it a shakeroonie. And another shuffle. And then we have to draw a card because we're above the sudden death limit. And if it's less than an 8, we are game over. Less than, currently occupied by the time marker. So less than an 8 on the Germans, and it's game over. It's a 5. Do I want it to be game over? I could re-roll it, but at this point, see, now I can calculate because I know what my secret objective is. At the moment, I have one objective under my control. That's going to get me 2 victory points. That's it. I can't pull it back, so I don't really want to end it, but I don't think there's really much chance that I can win at all as the Germans, because the next time he kills me, he kills anyone, that's it, game over, they've won anyhow. And it's just a matter of whether I want to just keep it going to the bitter end or not, because yeah, it doesn't look too likely. Then again, I mean, it didn't look likely at the end of the last game, and look how that turned out. But I mean, 2 guys, both suppressed, both broken. I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. I can re-roll. You know, I'm gonna re-roll just because I can. Like, you know, why not? So less than an 8 will end the game, and it does. So game over. We roll the 4 on the sudden death roll on the re-roll. Game over. The victory point tally is 9 for the Russians here. They didn't get anyone off the map, but they just did it from basically killing Germans. They did control objective number 2, so they get that. I think they've accounted for that already, though. I'm pretty sure we accounted for that, but I've got what have I got here? I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that is 9. Okay, so actually I think I didn't account for that. So I get that too, those 2 points. So I got 11 for the Russians. And yeah, the Germans, all they could manage with their things were holding on to one objective, because that's an objective here. This is number 4. They've got control. Russians have control of that one. Russians now have control of this one. If it's this, I think it's only applies to them, I think. Right? I think. I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter because, like, if it applies to everybody, then the Russians have absolutely won. But I think it only applies to the Germans. The Germans only get the 2 victory points for each objective they hold, not the Russians. So if it was an open objective, then the Russians would get it. That's it. That's basically it. Game over. Germans get crushed. I'm not actually sure how the hell the Germans can win that. It's because they're outnumbered. If the Russians can get into good positions, like some of them have, I mean, honestly, these guys didn't even, like, this guy saw some action. These guys didn't see any action at all. This guy didn't see any action. I don't actually think he did either. Oh no, he did, didn't he? He was attacking this lot over here. Yeah, I mean, and also I forgot that the fence was not opaque. So I don't know how the Germans can win that very easily. I think it's, as a first scenario, it's pretty brutal on them, I think. I mean, they've got to be missing something. Because I tried, they were in the house here. I mean, maybe, if I hadn't advanced out there, maybe I should have advanced into here, but they would have just moved into there and shot at them and probably killed them and won anyway. So, yeah, I don't know how to deal with that from the German perspective. But it's fun. It didn't take horribly long. It took, what are we on? Yeah, about 4 hours. Well, just under 4 hours. So that's not too shabby. As a thing here on Tabletop Simulator, I think this works really well. Like I said, I did have to tweak it a little bit, mostly just moving things around, like these little placeholder type things for your decks. These two were actually over here before. I moved these boards around. You just basically, if you unlock that, you can move this whole thing basically. Like, these were actually down here, move them. I did move the hand area, but knowing how to do that now, you basically do it with the gizmo thing. Move it, knowing how to do that and moving them down here actually helped a hell of a lot. So despite that slight pause at the beginning of the stream while I sorted that out, but that actually worked quite well. So yeah, I mean, this is actually really good. I don't know what these are. They're nothing. They are just ornamentation, I believe. Yeah, I think that worked really, really well. I probably would do that again. I think I'd be happy using this for a future Combat Commander games. And we also have Pacific on here as well. The scenarios, the maps, if you, what is it, state here. This state is the map that you are playing on. So you just pick the right number, and it will change the map. I think you can flip the board as well. so that you can um, get the other side of the map. So that's how you get that. It doesn't have the scenario book or anything in here, so you have to have the scenarios. The only ones it includes are these extra scenarios that were on their website, so they're like freely available anyway. But it's the rubble rousers, which actually sounds quite neat. It's quite a big one though. And so this is basically Stalingrad, 1942 city combat with this huge things here. So this is a long one. And the other one on here is the night shift. It's a night combat. Again, it's another really big one. I don't know if I've quite got it in me to be able to do a huge solo scenario like this, because it is actually quite tiring doing these streams, especially when you got to commentate everything. So yeah, something like this is that's a little bit much. But a shorter scenario, like a normal scenario, I can totally do. We can pick other ones from the game. I think it works reasonably well. Like I said, it feels different. I mean, obviously it feels different because there's no physicality to the pieces or anything. I'm not pouring over a board. I've got to kind of stare at the screen, stare at the camera more. But it's pretty good. I could certainly do some other scenarios. So essentially I've done... what have I done? So we've done Fat Lipki. We did Bonfire of the NKVD last week. The solo game that I did on my own, learning the system, was the Hedgerows and Hand Grenades, which is number 2, which is quite nuts. I don't know if I want to do that on here. I'm almost like, I just want to do them once. I might do it again on my own or something, but yeah, I don't know if I want to do it here. But there's others. There are many other scenarios. I've got all the battle packs. Number 4 is closed for renovation. That is in Belgium, in a big building. There's Cold Front, which is a Russian one. They're getting a bit bigger now though. Paralyzed from the West Down. That's an urban combat one. Pretty intense looking map. Yeah, I mean there's loads of scenarios. I've got all the battle packs, but I think the Paratroopers battle pack is in this. So that could be an option. Resistance is in this as well. We could do any of the Mediterranean ones as well, so that could be good. So there's loads we could do on this. So I think that's going to be quite cool. So I might make it a regular thing, because like Saturdays I'm not going out anymore. We could do this as a regular thing, just Combat Commander every Saturday or something. I would be totally up for that, I think. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. That was pretty good. It wasn't quite as insanely tense as last game was, but I think that worked pretty well. I've got the do I still have the base setup done? I might have to recreate it, but I'll know how to do it next time. So I can just set it all up again, but I think that is good. I am just thinking, just realized something I might have done wrong. Is Germany can discard everything, Russia can only discard 3. So if I discarded more than 3 cards here at any point, I screwed that up. But Germans were fine, they could discard all their cards if they wanted. But if I discarded that, more than 3, then I screwed that up. Sorry, but I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think I did, to be honest. I might have discarded 4 at one point or something, but when when we were in the lulls. Also, I've got to just remember to keep track of the hand sizes, because I've got to keep drawing back up to the 5 at the end of the turn. There was a couple of times where I think I didn't, but minor little things. I think we're good. So I am going to leave it there at a nice round 4 hours. I'm going to leave it there. VOD will appear on Twitch very shortly. I just have to make thumbnails and all that sort of stuff. It'll be on YouTube in a couple of days. I think I'm going to try and technically I can put the VOD on YouTube one day later, or more than one day later, over 24 hours after it appears on, or after it finishes on Twitch. But I think I will put them up on Monday and Tuesday. So Friday stream will go up on Monday at some point, or Sunday night here. Saturday board gaming stream will go up on the Tuesday, I think. We'll do it like that. We'll aim for that. What Tuesday that is, I don't know. Probably going to be European Tuesday or something. I'm not actually in Europe, but I'll probably do it in the evening, my time, because I'm on Pacific time. So, yeah. I will do them on Sunday evening my time and Monday evening my time. And then they will be up there. So you can look at them on YouTube. Comment there. Feel free to. I will check comments and reply. I will put the put the stream up, the VOD up on Twitch. Well, that will appear straight away. So yeah. Okay, so Friday the 27th we'll be doing Assassin's Creed Odyssey as usual, and it's gonna get pretty horrifying now, I think. I am very, very nervous about where this is gonna go, because it's gonna be bad. It's all great now, but next time it's gonna be bad. I know it. Like, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be emotionally traumatic, I feel. Yeah, so 27th we'll be doing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and 28th we'll be back to Combat Commander, hopefully. So yeah, alright, I am going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, and stay indoors, preferably. And yeah, I will see you next time. Ta-ta!